housing needs to be stimulated, whether it's in the regions or the southeast or what. I'm fed up with reading about the southeast, by the way, and house prices is totally irrelevant, really. The rest of the market is pretty buoyant, I think. And I think if you wanted to stimulate a recovery, all sectors of house building, from the major nationals down to self-build, is an opportunity for the government. I know it then comes with hurdles about skill sets and all the rest of it, but it's a huge opportunity to develop growth and some momentum, positive momentum. And that's what I'd like to see in the autumn statement.
Probably more in the medium to small builder.
Absolutely.
The big builders are
focus on the small
businesses, profitable business, but access on those other. The 10 to 20, 10 to 40 range could actually contribute.
Yes.
If they get stimulation. But was there an announcement there lately of some support for smaller builders? There's some initiatives coming or talking about coming about trying to stimulate that. But I think I agree with you. If you can ramp up that and still maintain affordability and prices and all that.
And the other thing with new build, it then generates housing transactions, and housing transactions generates RMI. And that's vital for merchants. It seems, if we can understand this in this room, how do we get that message over to the government?
Unless we still run for government.
Good shout.
We couldn't do the
No, thank you. I'll be Minister for Sport.
I mean, the way you do it is through the trade associations, whether it's through the CPA or whether it's through the BMF. I mean, that's exactly one of the purposes of trade associations, is that you use this body to make sure that we are reflecting the views of our members, because we attend the party conferences. We'll be there next week at the Conservative Party conference, and we'll be talking about these issues with key ministers, and we're actually hosting a housing forum for the housing summit next week for the first time ever. So I do think we get obsessed with private house building. I think RMI is far more important to our members than building 150,000 homes, and I think we need to start looking at house moving, not just about house.
Yeah, but I think Mike's right. That's the actual the house building comes first, and then that stimulates the market. People move, and then you get the RMI.
Yeah. But you've also got last-time buyers. We get obsessed with first-time buyers, but one of the biggest issues right now, and I see it locally to where I live, is last-time buyers, i.e. people that are in properties that are too expensive, that are too big for them, and they can't find smaller properties to move into, and therefore it's a bit like the old bed blocking scenario. They're blocked in the properties, and therefore they can't move. Therefore, a family can't move into their property, and it works all the way round. So, one of the things we're looking at is the last time buyer as opposed to the first time buyer. And is there anything you can do? I mean, stamp duty is another big issue, I think, right now, because stamp duty is preventing people from moving out of their homes, downscaling or upscaling even.
But I think we have got a different housing market than we had 15 years ago. I mean, it's controlled by so few. They'll only build them when they can sell them, and they'll only build them when they get prices up. They don't build for stock, they build to order. The skill shortage goes with that in terms of how many can build. So, if there was a magic one that says we're going to do 300,000, we probably couldn't do it anyway.
No.
Because they won't want to do it, because they'll drop the prices. So there's a lot of market dynamics that's in play in that.
Steve Morgan, I mean, John and I were at that presentation by the chairman of Redrow, and he stood up and said, look, private house builders are not going to achieve any of the government targets that have been set. I'll tell you that now. It's not going to happen. You're only ever going to get 150,000 houses maximum out of the large house builders.
Because it's not profitable for them.
So we've got to do something to stimulate small builders. We've got to get people moving out of properties and working their way down the chain. And we've got to do something about stamp duty, in my opinion, as well.